All right, man. So before I get into this topic, I do want to set a disclaimer. Yeah, a disclaimer. It's gonna be one. Relax. Um, if this video gets taken off of YouTube, and this is for the video watchers out there, if this video gets taken off of YouTube, it's going straight to Patreon. I was sitting on these thoughts for the longest. Hence why it took me so long to talk about this. It's not because I'm scared to touch the topic. Absolutely not. If you are new here, you should do your homework about me if you don't already get this sense or know this about me. But the OGs know I'm not afraid to touch any topic. It just depends on my interest level. That's number one. And number two, if I feel I have anything to contribute to the conversation at hand that either hasn't already been said or that's worth actually saying. Not everything that I feel as though that I have to say about something is actually going to add to the conversation at hand, and therefore I don't feel as though it's worth saying it out loud. It's thoughts that I have to have a discussion with myself about, or probably even somebody else who I feel safe enough to express those thoughts to. And then after that, I will decide on whether I want to share these thoughts publicly or not. And again, like I said, I will have to have an interest in whatever I'm talking about. Not one of these podcasters that's going to get on here and just talk about things that I clearly don't have an interest in. Or, I'm not going to say I'm 100% knowledgeable on the things that I talk about, but if I have anywhere between 0 and 20% knowledge let me bump that up. If I have anything between 0 and 59% knowledge of something, I'm not going to talk about it. Now, if it's 60 or above, then I'm going to talk about it. But I'm always going to make it clear I'm not too well versed on it. If it's anything less than 100% of knowledge of said topic. And even with this situation here, I can say probably a good, if I had to put a percentage on it, I'm 75% knowledgeable on it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not 0. It's not 59. It's not in between those numbers. But at the same time, am I 100% knowledgeable about what's going on? No. But a fair amount. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a fair amount. I feel as though that I feel comfortable saying these things. But again, I understand how YouTube works. I understand how this channel in general might be jeopardized because of this video, and it's already still being punished because of a video I did in the past about Donald Trump, right? And the suppression he was getting from the social media platforms and stuff. I still have that channel warning, and they're like, just take the video down and we'll remove the warning. The video's been taken down, and they still have the warning on this channel, by the way. And when I say this channel, I'm talking about, again, for the YouTube watchers out there, not the audio listeners. Although there will not be any audio listeners per se and going forward. But again, I'll talk more about that. But we're here to talk about my thoughts on Palestine and me finally speaking up about the situation. But I'm gonna do it my way. You know, I'm gonna do it my way as I do with everything. But I say that just to say, and I guess this is another disclaimer, but I don't care. This video is gonna go on, or this topic is gonna go on for quite some time. And the last topic's not going to be very long, anyways. I didn't really have much to say this episode, so this topic is going to be a long one, and I don't care. All right. Feel free to do the timestamps in the description box below regarding this topic here if you want. Well, if in the comment section, not description box. You ain't got control over that. I do. But check the links in the description box below, especially for my latest novel, Late Nights on Broadway. You can get both physical and e-copies of that book. Greatly appreciate it. Anyways, when I say I'm going to talk about it my way, I'm going to say the things that's on my mind and on my heart. I'm not going to say the things that I know people want me to say about this situation, because people will do this. And it's not even just about the whole uh, Gaza Strip situation, it's about anything, anything, especially topics that the left really care about, right? If you don't necessarily, even if you do agree with them to an extent or just agree with them, period, on it, if you say something that they don't necessarily agree with, 100% agree with, right? Your stance could be, let's just say reparations, right? And I'm saying, I think that we are owed reparations, obviously. But I think that here in America, reparations is given to the American descendants of slaves, or the foundational Black Americans. So, however you want to call them, I believe America owes that class first of Black people. And then you got those who will say things like, every Black person, whether you're from America, you're from Haiti, Jamaica, whatever the diaspora country is, they deserve reparations. Now, I do agree with that, but I also think that you should contact the country that colonized that nation and say, y'all owe those reparations. You know what I'm saying? People will disagree with me on that, and then they'll make it a big deal. And there are other issues in general, like my stance on abortion. Do I believe abortion should be legal? Absolutely. Do I believe that it should be used as a form of birth control, though? No, I don't. I believe it should be legal with some limitations. Just like how y'all motherfuckers think gun ownership should be totally illegal, or at least there should be strict gun control. I believe that the Second Amendment should be left alone, and we need to, yeah, definitely screen folk. I'm not saying give everybody a gun, give everyone the right to have the gun. If you do something that seriously, um, that seriously, jeopardizes your right to own the gun, you shouldn't have that right. You know what I'm saying? But don't make it harder for law-abiding citizens like myself, like the viewers of this uh podcast. Don't take our rights away because you got this dumbass over here who did some. Punish them. You know what I'm saying? Just like you don't punish all women by taking away their right to have an abortion, because you got this dumbass woman who can't keep her legs closed and wants every dude to nut in her but don't want a child, and keeps using abortion as a means of birth control rather than letting the man put a condom on, or her taking birth control, actual birth control herself. Now, I know people going, these stuff never happens. Never say never, motherfuckers. Anyways, back onto the topic at hand. We're talking about Palestine, Gaza Strip. So again, I'm gonna talk about it my way. And do I like what's going on right now? What's happening to the Palestinians individuals? No. For those who want I guess window dress fan service, not even window dressing, but lip service, that's what I'm looking for. Uh Free Palestine. If that's all you came here for me to hear, if that's all you came here to hear, I said it. Click off the video, stop listening, check out the timestamps if you're an audio listener, and go and listen to the last topic. Or if you don't want to hear anything else from this episode, check out the other 300 or so episodes that I have on this podcast and have at it. You know what I'm saying? But if you came here for more, I'm going to continue. So, absolutely, absolutely, positively, I believe that Palestine should be free, because that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not allow white people to continue to change history because they want to. because they want to ethnically cleanse these places or whatever the case is. I'm not with that. But you know what I'm also not with? People trying to make it so that this is the only thing that matters in the world. This is the only thing that everybody has to focus on and care about. Now, you might be a single issue voter. You might be a single issue person where you only care about you only care about one thing at a time. And that one thing is really contingent on how many of your friends and peers and people online that you follow care about that situation. Whatever type of voter or carer you are, that's not everybody in the world. You are listening to somebody who can care about what's going on in Palestine and care about what's going on here within the United States amongst my people, the Black Americans. You are also listening to somebody who can care about what's going on in Palestine and also enjoy life wherever I am, whether it's America or I've never been outside the United States, but if I was outside the United States and life was good, I'm not going to then ruin that good time and say, but the people in Palestine, I'm not. Feel however you feel about it. Thumb down the video if you want. Angry comment if you want. Click off the podcast. Do whatever you feel you need to do to get your shit off. All right. But don't report this BS or don't be on some BS. Let me put it that way, and then report me because you don't like again me saying what I have to say here. My problem with the discussions that's going on amongst the free Palestiners out there is they are making it seem as though if you care about if you talk about anything or show care about anything else that is less than doom and gloom, sharing videos, and I love this dude, Immortal Technique, but brother, stop sharing videos of I don't like telling people what to do. Yeah, people do what they do, and at the end of the day, that's me. That's on me. If I continue to follow him and he's sharing videos of mangled children and dead parents and children crying because they just got blown up, and but their mom and dad is dead and they're disfigured people, if he's sharing videos like that and I continue to follow him, that's on me. So let me not tell him to stop doing it. But is it a comfortable thing to see? No. But am I able to, I don't know how, but am I able to see glimpses of that? Because I don't watch the entire video. I just be scrolling. And this is why I'm not even on, X like that or social media in general. But this is, this is part of why. But it's not the totality, but part of it is like I don't want to be scrolling on there. And I'm out here promoting my book that just released again, Late Nights on Broadway. Check the link in the description box below. But I'm out on social media promoting my book, and then I'm scrolling, right? And I see a video, whether it be on IG or X again or wherever. And I don't see this on Facebook because people that I follow on Facebook, they don't care about anything other than ghetto shit. I was just going to keep it a buck. But anyways, but shout out to everybody in the writer groups that I pay attention to. Y'all the reason why I'm still on Facebook. All right. But anyways, um, if I'm on there again, social media in general, promoting my book, promoting the podcast, and I see that stuff, obviously it's going to turn me off. I don't think any human, you can say I don't have a heart because I'm not 24/7 trying to look at children mangled and shit. But I think that if you truly have a heart, if you're truly a human being, you can't look at stuff like that 6, 8 hours of the damn day. Like, how is that? And these are real life children. These are real life human beings, not just children, but human beings that people are recording videos. Now, the folks who are recording it, it's hopefully it's not because, oh man, this is going to get views. Hopefully it's because we want to show the world what's going on over here. They're saying the Israelites have the Israelis or whatever, right? They have a right to defend themselves. Meanwhile, they're blowing up hospitals. Babies are being born and murdered. That's what's going on. And I'm not censoring shit. That's why I said if this shit gets taken down, it's going on Patreon. And again, check the description box for the Patreon. Because if this goes down, you want to go over there and see this. If you want, to get my word on this or whatever the case is. But babies are being born and murdered at the same day over in Palestine. And then your man JB, your man Jamal Bowman, your girl AOC are saying these individuals who are doing the murdering have a right to defend themselves when they are the aggressors here. And also defend themselves against babies being born 1 second ago. Really? Mothers who are birthing children, not harming anybody. They're birthing life. They're not taking anybody's life. They're literally birthing a life. And her life is taken, the child's life is taken, the father's life is taken, the nurses, the doctors, the people who are in a hospital, either taking care of lives, saving lives, or birthing lives, are being harmed. And these individuals are supposedly harmed because the people who attacked them are just defending themselves. When I hear someone say that, I question, defending yourself from what? More Palestinians being born? And I don't care if you're Jewish or not Jewish, white folks are scared of being outnumbered. That's been the thing over these years. When you look at the numbers and stuff, their rates are going down. And, others out there, non-whites, some more than others, unlike the Latin community, they're increasing in size. But, when we're talking about people of color, right, compared to white people ain't being born as much. You know what I'm saying? The world is getting more colorful. Let's just say it that way. Okay. Now that's for another discussion for some other time, maybe. But on to this topic here. Simply because I don't want to consume news about that 24/7 every freaking day doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean I don't have a heart. It does not mean that I should then put every issue that is plaguing my people on the back burner for what's going on over there in Palestine. I know a lot of black people do that, and I have my thoughts on those folks who do that. But ultimately, that's their choice at the end of the day, whether I agree with their actions or not. My thing is, don't try to make me look bad or feel bad or seem like I'm the bad guy because I'm choosing the opposing thought. I'm choosing not to do that. Because I could do like my man said, I don't know this dude, but I love using this clip. Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you. Because if I can really get there, I can really go there and tell and say why I believe these black folks are so comfortable putting black folks' issues to the side over other people's issues. It's not even just with Palestine. I've seen these same type of black folks, and it's a type. It's not just one specific person I'm talking about. It's not just, two specific people that I'm talking about. It's a type of black person. I've seen these same types of black people do this with other issues. Issues as serious as what's going on in Palestine, issues as, I guess non-serious but still serious as LGBT issues. And not talking about LGBT people being harmed like the Palestinians. I mean LGBT issues as in, oh my God, they're not getting the right to marry. I'm granted, like I said, I do believe that they like I said in the past, not in this video, but I'm gonna say it here in this video. So like I said, yeah, they should have the right to marry, but let's be fucking serious. Is that the end all be all of life, of love? No, it's not. It's not. And again, if we want to play this game of there's far more serious issues, then I'm just going to point to Palestine. I'm going to point to issues that's happening with the United States where these governments are poisoning the water of their citizens, where there's outbreaks of all these diseases and sicknesses and illnesses going on, and the government ain't doing nothing about it. The Red Cross is ignoring it because it's not a big issue like coronavirus was. You know, these things are far more serious than, oh my God, I can't marry someone of the same sex. And I'm not trying to downplay that. I'm not trying to downplay all this other stuff. But y'all get on social media, y'all get on here, y'all get on social media and try to tell Black Americans or Black folks in general, especially Black Americans, we cannot care about issues, or we should not, or we're selfish to care about issues plaguing our community, a historic and systematic history of us being fucked with, for lack of better wording, excuse my language. We're supposed to put all of that to the side to care about people thousands of miles away. Now, again, I can do that. Well, I can care about my people and care about people thousands of miles away. I can't put my own people aside to care about folks, but I know Black folks who can do it, and they do it. And again, I have my thoughts on y'all, but I'm gonna save my thoughts unless one of y'all comment, whether that be on the audio or YouTube, comment on some shit, and then I'm gonna tell you about yourself. I'm gonna tell you why you're able to do that. Like I said, shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you. Shout out to whoever gave me that phenomenal quote. I love that quote. But in all seriousness, I don't like the discourse that's happening among this whole talking about Palestine, because it makes it seem as though, again, that people are, hopefully you don't hear that beep. I don't give a damn, bro. I say that all the time in every recording, and then when I listen back, third of the time y'all can't even hear the beeping or the sounds that I'm hearing outside. All right, about a third of the time. You know what I'm saying? So let me stop even acknowledging it. But not even a third. I want to say 3/4 of the time, to be honest with you. But anyways, like, I don't like, and it's not me saying like I give a damn about being perceived as mean or someone who doesn't care or whatever the case is. Because my thing is, if your judgment is going straight to that instead of trying to understand where the individual is coming from before you make that assessment, that says more about you and your intellect than anybody else. Because anybody can get on the internet and say free Palestine. That's why I said that like moments ago. If that's all you came here for, then I said it. And I'm going to say it again for anyone who may have missed that. Free Palestine. Now, again, if that's all you came here to see, click off. Click off, continue listening, watch something else I say. The choice is yours. But unlike those individuals who say it and don't mean it, I actually mean it. And I can actually speak about issues that I care about. I can also enjoy life. And what I meant by that, I don't think I went into depth about what I meant when I said that. These thoughts, I should have wrote them down, but again, they've been in my mind for the longest. The longest. These are not new thoughts. They've been around since this situation's been going on with Palestine and Israel, you know? So a very long time. But what I meant by I can still care about that and still enjoy life is, and I think I did say it, but I'm gonna just reiterate it again. Why not? Video's gonna be long anyway. Um, I can look into that and say, but I still have blessings in my life. I still have great things happening for me. I still have the opportunity to not just do this podcast, but create in general and lend my voice to the world because that's all I can do as far as my power goes within this situation over there. Sure, donating is a possibility as well if there's legitimate donation links, if that's even a possibility again. But those are the only two things I can do. Donating money and donating time and energy and showing that I care, you know? But continuing to living and being free. These are things that you and I can do. And if, yeah, I know not everyone thanks God, but thanking God, thanking the universe, thanking whoever, whatever higher source you believe in, if you do believe in a higher source. And if you don't, thank yourself. Thank yourself for making the decisions every day that's keeping you alive. If you feel as though it's all on me. Now, if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in a higher power, I don't truly believe that you believe in anything. To be honest with you, that's just me. And again, I'm not going to go into depth about other people here. Just like I said, the title is, talking about Palestine my way. But again, keep your mouth shut if you got something disrespectful to say, because I will clap back. It's a comment to the video nonetheless. It's good for the algorithm. It's good for me. It's good for my algorithm. All right. So you ain't got anything of substance to say or respectful to say, which is of substance, anyways. But if you don't have anything of substance or respectful to say, I'm going to say some shit about you. All right. Some shit you don't even want to know or you don't want to admit to. But I see right through. I see right through all the individuals who are so quick to judge people who are entertained by the Kendrick and Drake beef, and then say things. There's far more important issues going on in the world. These rappers, they're not caring about it. It's all about ego. Okay. Okay. There's far more important issues going on in the world. You're right. But what Kendrick Lamar did on that stage at the Pop Out concert was unite gangs and unite people and bring people who have suffered loss within their life. And there was a night, 4 hours of Black people enjoying each other's company, people in general who were who have suffered loss and grief in their life coming together and celebrating each other, celebrating life. To you, that's not a big deal because Black folks, and I said I wasn't going to go there, but I'm going to go there anyways. It's pretty fitting. To you, it's not an issue because it has to deal with black folks. You saw black folks in the center of it because Palestinians aren't the only individuals going through stuff right now. There are people in Africa suffering. I don't see none of you motherfuckers suffering at the same atrocities that's what's going on in Palestine. I don't see none of you MFers saying anything about what's going on over there. Well, I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't aware of it. So who's to say that the people who are paying attention to Kendrick Lamar and Drake are aware of what's going on in Palestine? Well, it's a world issue. How do you not know? Africa's what, the biggest continent in the world? If not, it's part of the world nonetheless. Africa's not some far out planet that you have to contact NASA to get some news on. Hey, what's going on with Africa, NASA? Because it's on the planet, and you're the only ones with the technology to know what's going on in that planet of Africa. No, that's not the case here. It's a continent, it's a place, it's home to billions of people, maybe millions, but billions of people on this planet Earth. I don't see none of y'all caring about what's going on over there, even though the same shit is happening over there. And please forgive me, it's not all of Africa. It's a specific country. And if anyone knows, I forgot it. In fact, let me just Google it. It's going to be going on long enough. And I could have it in the comment section below anyways. I mean, there's shoot, unfortunately, a bunch of places in Africa. Well, not a bunch, but a few places. There's Niger. They're going through some stuff. Sudan, that's the one I was pretty much talking about, or referencing. But you have multiple places in Africa that's going through something right now, going through a war right now. And I don't see any of the pro-Palestinians talking about it. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's black people at the center. And whether it's black Americans coming together and saying we're gonna put our feuds aside to enjoy one another, and we're gonna come up with a truce, and there's gonna be peace within this community. Whether it's Africans going through whatever they're going through right now, Sudan, Niger, wherever else in Africa. If the face is dark, the awareness is dark. The care is dark. Non-existent. From people like you who are judging people like me, who can say, I can enjoy life and care about what's going on in Palestine. Not everyone who cares. But if anything, just like with everything that I say on this podcast, if anything that it says applies to you, look in the mirror. Look at the man, the woman, the non-genital having person. I don't know. The non-binary having person in the mirror. And be honest with yourself. Be real with yourself. See, yeah, and have a conversation with yourself. Pull out your fucking journal. I'm gonna show y'all my journal. Hold on, cuz. It's my new journal. It's not even the background. It's for the video watchers, but that's my new journal. Pull out your damn journal. Get you one, by the way. That was what I got that from Target for like $3-4 or so, I think. You know what I'm saying? Get you a journal. Target, dollar store. I know my last journal I got from a Dollar General, I think. Now, I know that store it's not $1 anymore. It's like $5 General, but Get yourself a journal, write about these things. You know what I'm saying? If you really, really, really had take issue with it, don't get upset with me because I can enjoy life. And in fact, journaling is a big part as to why I don't doom scroll all day and look at dead bodies of children. I can't do that. It's not good for my mentality. That's not good for my soul. And I commend Immortal Technique or anybody who can watch videos like that and say and want to speak on it. And I also wanted to say here, if people who are speaking on it are speaking, like, instead of pressuring people to speak on it exactly like how you do or speak on this situation in general, support those who do speak on it. Another issue that I have with the discourse surrounding it is you do have individuals who are speaking on Palestine. They're just not as famous as a Drake or Kendrick Lamar. And therefore, even though Drake, I have my feelings about Drake, but shout out to Drake. Drake signed a petition calling for peace amongst Israel and Palestine. He was anti-war before, like, this is a while ago, like back in 2023. He signed a petition saying, listen, please don't do this. Now people are gonna be like, what is that going to do? That y'all make petitions for anything. So which one is it? Do petitions work or not? But nonetheless, this whole idea that because celebrities aren't all in your face, all on the phone, free Palestine, free Palestine. If that's all you came to see with every issue that you care about, especially this one, you don't truly care either. Yeah, I'm going there. Fuck all that dancing around and shit. I'm going there. You don't truly care either. But shout out to Drake. That, at least that was something. And now people are going to be like, well, what about Kendrick Lamar? You mean the guy who called himself an Israelite? You mean the guy that said, I'm an Israelite, don't call me black no more, that word is only a color, it ain't facts no more? That guy? You're expecting that guy, the Israelite, to talk about, to tell Israelis to stop going now? That's just, because Drake is Jewish. So, and he was still saying, listen, I don't want a war. So I'm not saying because you got two Jewish people beefing that, you know what I'm saying, like, anybody Jewish is going to be for what Israel is doing right now. But nah, like, this whole idea that you want people to speak on it, Immortal Technique, you might not know who he is, but look him up. Look him up. He's a rapper. He's an activist as well. Look him up. Immortal Technique. There's no trick spelling. It's spelled the way that it's supposed to be spelled. Immortal Technique. Look him up. You're going to see the videos of the dead children and the moms and the burnt and blown up bodies. And you're going to see that on his stuff. But you're also going to hear it within his music. You're also going to see it within his activism as well. Great guy. Great rapper. He's one who's speaking about it. Kehlani. I don't listen to her music. I don't really like her music like that. But she's been very vocal about being pro-Palestine. You might not care about her music. You might not care about her. You might not know her. But again, this idea that you want celebrities to speak on it, these are celebrities. These are famous people. These are people using their platform to speak on these very issues. Heck, me, I'm a podcaster. I'm an author. I'm not going to be writing books about it. My last book, the recent book that I just dropped, is definitely not about it. I'm not going to spend every single podcast episode covering what's going on. But this whole idea of if you truly want people to talk about it, support those who are doing so. Share their messages, especially those who are artists, music artists, creators in general. Share what they have to say. Your whole idea is If it's not someone famous with a big platform, it's going to be meaningless. It's not going to matter. That says, again, more about where you're coming from regarding this issue than anything else. It doesn't really even say much about anything else. Because to try to say that what Immortal Technique is doing, to try to say what Kalani is doing, or Macklemore even, or anybody else who speaks on this situation, not just music artists that are not famous enough for you, or not your favorite artists in general, but anybody for that matter, simply because they say something and you're not aware of who they are, or you're not a fan of who they are. It is not their fault that they don't have the platform a Drake or a Kendrick has. But they're saying the things that you want them to say. They're saying free Palestine, and they're going to more in depth about it. And every day they're giving you either videos or topics about it. They're dropping music about it. They're referencing it within the music that they put out. And I don't see you all sharing these people's messages at all. I don't see you all going to them and at least giving them props for doing so. What I do see is you telling Black folks to not care about Black issues because Palestinians are going through something right now, and we're selfish people for only caring about ourselves, or caring about ourselves and also Palestinians, and not giving, diverting 100% of our attention, our grief, our worries to what's going on in Palestine right now. Go ahead and tell the people of Sudan that. Go ahead and tell the people of Niger that. Go ahead and tell the people of Africa and other places, in Haiti. I covered what was going on in Haiti a couple weeks ago. Go ahead and tell them that. Try to tell them that. And I'm specifically naming dark, melanated places because this is an issue that, again, especially a lot of both political parties do this, but a lot of leftists do this, where Black people, whether you're a Black American or a Black person from outside of the outside of America, we are treated as the world's slaves. Slavery may have ended, but the mentality, and I've wrote about this, I've talked about this, I mentioned this before, but the mentality that we are supposed to be of service to everybody else in the world has not ended. In fact, it has permeated the minds of Black folks in general. The same Black folks that I see going around telling me and telling other Black folks that we should care about what's going on in Palestine and not anywhere else, and not what's going on here at home. That we are selfish, we are unserious people because we care about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. So it ain't, yeah, so unfortunately it ain't just others who feel that Black folks are the service animals of the world, where we have to be the emotional bearers, the emotional and physical bearers of war for everybody else. If it's not a country asking us to go over there to help them repopulate, it's people telling us to give our emotional, emotional and physical labor to people outside of our communities. And oftentimes it's non-reciprocated. Majority of the time, actually, it's non-reciprocated. We are told, oh, y'all deal with your own issues, but before you deal with your own issue, worry about this issue here. And then when we do that, we go back and then nothing, our situation gets worse. And then we don't get the help from the individuals who is telling us to deal with our own issues. Nah, I'm not going to sit up here and be quiet about it. I'm not going to sit up here and be another Black slave emotionally and damn sure not physically for another nation, simply because your perception of Black folks is that's what we have to do. And you can word it however you want to word it. You have more privileges than they do. You can say that about anybody in the fucking world. You're not going around telling people in France when they have more privilege. Their water is fucked up over there. But you're not telling them still that they shouldn't worry about their water crisis on any other issues going on. You're not telling them that you're not telling them to stop worrying about that and go simply just worry about what's going on in Palestine. You're leaving them alone. And if you are telling them about that, you're one of the very few individuals that's actually telling everybody to stop caring about themselves and go focus on Palestine. Still a dumbass statement, but at least you're keeping the same energy, whether it's a black person or a white person saying it, or a non-black or white person saying it. So at least I'll give you that credit. At least you keeping the same energy. Because a lot of the people that's in your clan are only having that energy for black folks. And y'all can get upset all you want. Like I said, this could get taken down by YouTube. This will get taken down because I've hurt some feelings. It's going straight up on Patreon. I'm going to think, did I say everything? Because I do have to charge this laptop before I get into the last topic, right? And I'm going to eat some breakfast. You know what I'm saying? But I feel as though I think I said everything. I feel good. I finally said what I had to say. I feel good. I also still do want to write about it. So I'm probably going to take everything I said here and write about it still. So even if this video gets taken down, God forbid it doesn't, but even if this was to be taken down and I'll put it on Patreon, if you want to see it for free or you want to, I guess, get my thoughts for free, it's just going to be on my Medium blog. And there's no videos on there, by the way. It's all written. No, I'm not going to put videos on there. I don't think you can. But if there was a possibility to do a video, a vlog, I guess, for it, I'm still not going to do it. It's my blog. I'm going to write. If you can't read, supporting Palestine is the least of your issues. You should really care about making sure that you're illiterate. You are literate rather than what's going on over there. It's sad. It's fucked up, as I've mentioned before. I don't like what's going on. And for those, again, that just want lip service, free Palestine. But also free your mind. Also free your people. Also live freely. You can do all these things. And it doesn't take away from any of those aspects. Caring about your mental well-being doesn't mean that you care less about Palestine. Caring about Palestine doesn't mean that you should care less about yourself and your community. Caring about your community does not mean that you care less about Palestine. Caring about Palestine does not mean that you should put other nations on the back burner. Caring about other nations doesn't mean that you care about you don't care about Palestine. And if I kept saying that you do care, I meant that you don't care. Caring about yourself does not mean you don't care about Palestine. So get that simpleton thought out of your head. If you still think that, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I'm talking about it my way. You don't like it? Check out my man Omar Technique. Check out Kaylani. Check out anybody else who's talking about it the way that you want them to. And if you don't like the way that they're doing it, check out the people who are doing it. If you don't like the way anybody else is doing it, I am a big proponent of you speaking your own fucking mind. Why do you think I do this? You think I'm the only one that talks about the topics that I talk about here in this podcast? No. But I say my thoughts. I speak my mind. I'm not saying you got to start a podcast, but you're on social media. You might as well do something with it other than going around doom scrolling all day, other than going around looking at stupid videos and shit, other than going around looking at people twerking and dancing and shit. And I can throw that stuff at you. Like that ass was thrown at you, but I can throw it at you. Why are you watching that shit instead of kids being murdered and blown up and to bits? Why are you watching skits? Watch baby bits. Oh, it don't feel good, right? It don't sound too good when it's directed toward you, ain't it? All right? Speak your own damn mind, though. If you don't like the things that I'm saying, you don't like the things that Moral Technique is saying, you don't like the things Kalani is saying, you don't like the things Macklemore is saying, you don't like the petitions Drake signs, you don't like the things anybody else is saying or signing, you be the vessel. Stop looking for anybody else to speak your mind. This goes to anything, not just what's going on in Palestine, Sudan, Niger, Haiti, anywhere. You be your own fucking voice. I do this here because I want to tell people what I think, but also just to show people that you too can have your own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard. You ain't got to be a professor. You ain't got to be a rapper, a politician, none of that. You have a mind, and as long as your country ain't going to fuck with you about it, share your thoughts. And even if you do want to take that risk, take that risk. All your choice, though. All right. Like I said, man, I'm going to charge this laptop up. I'm going to get me something to eat. And then we're going to get into the last topic. Stay tuned.